What it do? Facebook Live. I'm chilling, man. I ain't got nothing cracking. I ain't got nothing shaking for real. Just wanted to have this particular discussion. One thing I realize is that this quarantine situation has taught me so much, has given me so much insight, has given me so much understanding of certain things that I didn't understand before, but I get it now. And I kind of what up, Julia? What's up, Kim? Drew, what's poppin'? Fee, what's happening? How you doing, sister? I want to talk about the struggle that we as men, what we've encountered during this quarantine season, social distancing. What's up, Marcus? Man, all is well, Drew. Holding it down like gravity. You know, gravity holding it down. So look, this is something that I realized, man. And we have to be very, ladies, when I share this information that I'm sharing with you is for you to be sympathetic, empathetic. You know what I'm saying? Jeremy, what's poppin'? Miss Seals, how you doing? What's up? That's my sister. So, ladies, I'm sharing this information so that you can be sympathetic, empathetic. Let me share with you some of the struggles that we have. We live in a culture, and this culture have been established for a long time. What's up, Jason? As men, we have a responsibility solely, only to go to work and provide, right? So, as a result, and this has been going on for a long time, as a result, you have generations of men that have built in their psyche that their sole responsibility is to go to work and provide, right? Go to work, make the money, come home, make sure the bill's paid. Go to work, make the money, come home, make sure the bill's paid. So, years ago, before the women was able to, do the same thing, men, that was their badge of honor. I go to work, I come home, I pay these bills, and that woman, she at the house, and you know what I'm saying? She keep the house clean, and she take care of the children, right? And so a lot of men took that initiative to say, hey, I'm making it happen. I'm going to work. I'm paying the bills, right? So they took that badge of honor and they used that. A lot of men use that as an opportunity to do what he want to do. Because after all, I go to work, I pay the bills. So I pay the cost to be the boss, right? And this is the reason why a lot of us, we got grandfathers and great grandfathers, you know what I'm saying? Fam had a whole nother family, you know what I'm saying, on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? He had sets of kids all over. You know, some of us went to school. some of us went to school, and some of our peers, we would look like, she looked like such and such. They look alike. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Man, he looked just like such and such. We ain't even know. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even know OG. OG had sets of children all over town. We ain't even know that. You know what I'm saying? It was just that shh. You know what I'm saying? Because after all, I'm sure OG felt like he paid the cost to be the boss, right? And so because of that, he could go and do what he do, right? So anyway, you fast forward this to today, right? You got a lot of guys that's been their sole responsibility. Go to work, pay the bills, right? And so because a lot of men have taken on that ideology, they've never mastered their responsibilities that they have outside of just going to work and paying bills. What about the concept of providing leadership, providing vision, training the children, providing teachable moments to the children outside of teaching the child how to work, teaching social skills. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Providing example to the woman and the children. Yeah, we got responsibility to do that, right? So I want you to think about it. A lot of times men have, taken that initiative. They go to work, come home from work, flop in front of the TV. Don't nobody say nothing to me. I'm not saying nothing to y'all. Finna eat my dinner, go sit in front of the TV, right? That have been a common thing. And aside from that, that's all he's offering. So during this quarantine, social distancing situation, some of us can't go to work. Some of us have to stay home, right? You gotta stay in the house. Gotta stay at the house. And so during that time, staying in the house and staying out the house, in the house and at the house, you can't go nowhere.
Dad, I need a mask.
What are you providing for your family?
Dad, can I use one?
You have a responsibility now to provide for the family.
Dad.
Baby, let daddy get finished. When daddy get finished, we can chop it up, okay? Me and you talk. We talk all the time. You understand? Don't we talk all the time? Okay. Let daddy have his time and talk to the people on Facebook Live, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Go back inside, and when I'm finished, you can come back outside and we'll talk, okay? All right? Thank you. You can just leave it right there. Go ahead. Okay. So, you got a lot of guys, they sitting in the house and they feeling like, man, my worth and value is in when I go to work. Right? And my only responsibility have been to go to work and bring that check home. So with that being the primary and only responsibility that a lot of men have assumed, the concept of being in the home and casting vision and providing example to the wife and the children. When I say example, I'm talking about your example when it comes to resolving conflict. I'm talking about your example when it comes to managing your emotions. I'm talking about your example when it comes to your response to certain things. You get what I'm saying? You know, these are things that we have to provide in our homes. It goes further than paying some bills, right? So you got a lot of brothers. I listen to. I remember, man. I have conversations with older guys all the time. I remember I used to work at a plant, and I remember at that plant, I remember a lot of them guys, man. You know, they will always be at the plant. Every time I come to the plant, they at the plant, and they been at the plant. I'm talking about they there before I get there, and they there whenever I leave. And them guys made big money. They made big time bread, right? And I can remember, man, and it happened on several occasions, you know what I'm saying? I remember talking to one dude, man, he came, man, I'm talking about he in tears, I'm talking about he all tore up, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I can remember asking him, I was like, dog, you know, keep doing what you do, man. No doubt, man. No doubt. I appreciate that. To the homie Mario. So I can remember talking to this dude, man, and he was crying and just broken up, man. He was like, I was like, what's wrong, man? He was like, man, I just don't understand, man. He was like, man, I work hard, man. I make good money, man. You know what I'm saying? I go home, I pay all my bills. You know, I make sure my wife, she wear the best clothes. She drive the best cars. We live in the best home. You know, and I don't understand, man. How could she do me like this? I'm like, man, what happened, bro? He's like, man, I went into her phone, man, and I found some text messages, man. I found some stuff, man, that was so graphic. Like, it was stuff that I wouldn't even see on a porn site, man. I was like, for real? It's like, yeah, man, she doing all kind of stuff for this dude, and she doing stuff to this dude and for this dude, and sending him all kind of pictures and stuff like that. She don't even do that for me, man. So she been cheating on me for years. I was like, dang, man. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. He was like, man, why would you think she would do that to me? I mean, I'm a good man. I pay all the bills. I make sure she had the best. I make sure the kids have everything they need. You know, I'm a great provider. I said, bro, you do realize you have more that you're supposed to be providing in your home than just providing the best home and providing bills paid and providing the best clothes for your woman and children. You have more to offer. And bro just sat there and looked at me with this blank stare on his face, right? So I came to that conclusion. I came to this conclusion at that time. It's a lot of guys, they feel that the only thing they have to offer is to pay them bills and go to work. It's an older brother that used to come to the barbershop. He come to the barbershop, hey, how you doing, sir? Everything all right? He like, yeah, just getting in from work. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, gotta go back in at 5, though. I'm like, bro, you said you just got off work. What you mean you gotta go back in at 5? Yeah, gotta work, man. Gotta work. And he's sitting there in the chair, falling asleep. And I'm like, hey, man, you gotta get some rest. Ah, man, I ain't got time for rest, man. Gotta go to work. And I'm like, but you been going to work. I mean, what you talk about? You just got off and you talk about you got to go back in at 5. He's like, yeah, man, got to go to work. This is an older gentleman, right? And I kind of had a talk with him, and, you know, I questioned him about some things. And he, you know, let me in on, he's like, well, you know, He's an older gentleman. He's like, I gotta work the way I work because, I'm paying all the bills in my house, I'm taking care of my sons. I got my daughter. I'm taking care of my daughter. Now his children are grown now. I'm taking care of my daughter, and I'm taking care of my grandkids, And I'm like, but that's not your responsibility, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I understand that, man, but gotta do what I gotta do. One thing about it is a lot of times we feel a sense of fulfillment or a sense of purpose whenever we're able to take care of everybody, right? This is the reason why a lot of black male celebrities, they end up going broke, because when they got the bag, this was finally their opportunity to be somebody, to take care of everybody, right? And so now they paying everybody bills, they doing and even whenever they ain't famous no more, they ain't selling records no more, they still trying to pay everybody bills and still trying to, you get what I'm saying? Because it gives a sense of, I'm somebody because I'm taking care of everybody, right? But I'm trying to help brothers to understand and know that it is so much more to you than for you to bring in some money and pay some bills. When it comes to in your home, your children, they just want to be in your presence. They just want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? I just left out of the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm always with my children, around my children. When I'm not at work, I'm with my children, around my children. I'm spending time with my wife. So, just now my son, he looked around. Where's dad? I'm sure he went and, where's dad? He's asking, where's dad? And then when he found out that I was outside, guess what? He taken out behind me. You feel me? Our children, a lot of times, they just want to be in our presence. They want to be in our presence. They want to hear. They want us to just talk to them. Fellas, you got a lot to offer, man. You got a lot of knowledge. You got a lot of experience. You've been through a lot of things. This is what I want to encourage a lot of men to do. And ladies that's watching this, I want you to take this information and I'm sharing. I want you to share this. Don't say LP said. When LP said, don't do that. Don't do that. It's dudes right now don't like me because they wife be talking about what LP said, what LP what he be doing with his wife, and what LP be. No, don't do that. That's not cool. Okay, please don't do that. All right. But just take the information that I'm sharing with you and share this with your husband, your boyfriend, your baby daddy, whatever. This is an opportunity during this time to open up the book of your life to your children. See, I made a decision to do that a long time ago. So my children, I've opened up the book of my life to my children on many occasions, right? When it comes to, I went to Miles College. I've taken my children to Miles College, and I've taken them to the dorm that I was in, that I stayed in. I talked to them about when we had to live in the Village of Lodge around the corner from the campus. You know what I'm saying? I've taken them, and just shown them and talked to them about, certain crazy things that I did, funny things that I did. You know what I'm saying? I've opened the door to my children and allowed them to go into the book of life of me. I've taken my children, to the different communities that I stayed in the Mississippi Gulf Coast and in New Orleans. I've taken them to the corner stores, on the coast, to the corner stores in New Orleans where I stopped and purchased blunts, to bust them down and fill them up with some weed. I done took them to the places, I'm showing them the people that, I've talked to my children about my first time. I've talked to my children. I've opened the door and shared with them information about me. If we ride in a car and a song come on, I can remember what I was doing when that song came out. Hey, son, when this song came out, this when we used to go to the little school dance, and this is that and the other. You know what I mean? I've my son, I remember taking him to whenever he went to his first little school dance. I asked him some questions. I was like, man, bro, what y'all do, man? Did you dance? Did y'all dance a little? Well, we danced a little bit. Okay, did you get to dance on the girls, slow grind, slow dance? And like, what you talking about? I'm saying when they play the slow song and you get on the girl and you dancing on the girl, and no, we ain't do that. I'm like, why not? You know what I'm saying? And I come to find out that these days they ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? They not doing that. And so I can remember opening up and telling my son, I'm like, son, man, I can remember we used to go to the school dance, you know what I'm saying, whenever I was like in the 7th grade, and one of the things we wanted to do, dance on a girl, and make sure our thing got hard so they can feel it on us. You know what I'm saying? And what the hell? Like, yeah, man, we used to do that, man. We used to try to see if we can do this, that. And, I'm going to open it up. I'm being very graphic and real and honest. You know what I'm saying? Telling them, you know what I mean, about certain things, you know what I'm saying, about my life. You see what I'm saying? Talking, I'm very honest and graphic, whenever it comes to the issue of sex. You know what I'm saying? I talk to my children about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I need them to hear it from me. You see what I'm saying? And get the right way. You understand? As opposed to them learning it from the internet. You get what I'm saying? So, just talking to them like, man, we used to go to the dance and, we used to take girl to the dance, or we go to the movies and we trying to finger the girl. And they're like, what? I'm like, man, that's when you put your finger in it, woo. I'm like, for real? Like, yeah, man, so, we used to do stuff like that, man, at the dance. And, we take it and like go to our friend, like, smell my finger. That was stuff that we did. You know what I'm saying? So I open up and I share those type of things with my children. Fellas, I want to encourage you. Take the time out. You know what I'm saying? To open the book of life, the book of your life, to your children during this time. You know what I mean? And it's going to it's going to cause you to become, like, already your children love you and they think you great and this and the other. But it's going to cause you to become a giant among men whenever they get the opportunity to learn your story and learn, you know what I'm saying? Talk to them about the challenges that you had as a child. Talk to them about the issues if you didn't have your dad in your life, or if your dad wasn't present. Talk to them about how that made you feel. Talk to them about, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us experience verbal abuse from our moms, you know what I'm saying? Talk to them about the verbal abuse that you may have experienced from your mom. You see what I'm saying? Talk about, everybody experienced the issue of bullying. You know what I'm saying? This what the children experience in these days when it comes to issue of bullying, they ain't jack compared to what we experienced. You know what I'm saying? So talk to your children about when you experience bullying. You know what I'm saying? The little things that that you don't feel good about that happened to you. Talk to your children about that stuff. You see what I'm saying? I can remember sitting down with one of my boys, and I talked to him. I told him my entire experience in college, from start to finish. I told him it was about 2 hours. And he sat there like, I gave him the whole rundown of what I went through in college. From the time I got there to the time I left. Take time out and share intimate information like that with your children. And I guarantee, bro, in that process, man, you're gonna be able to share so many life lessons with your children. You're gonna be able, if you got little girls, you know what I'm saying, that gives you, if you got little girls, that gives you an extreme platform to putting them on game, you know what I'm saying, to what little boys got going on and what they doing, you know what I'm saying, and you can speak from experience, right, as opposed to just telling them, oh, you don't need to be dealing with that little boy because he woo 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 woo. In her head, she's saying, well, how you figure that's what he gonna do? You see what I'm saying? But if you share your experience on what you did, then they'll be able to identify. They'll be like, okay, Pop know what he talking about because that's how he got down. Woo doo woo, yada yada yada. Share your story with your children. Share your story with your children. Take the time out each day to set aside time to say, okay, I'm going to talk to my children about when I played middle school football. And you just talk to them about when you played middle school football. Tell them about your experience. Tell them about the touchdowns you ran. Tell them about, if you wasn't that good, tell them about how sorry you was. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. Talk to him when you was the captain of the football team. Talk to him about whenever you used to ride bikes to the store. See, look at the other one. He's trying to make his way out here by me. So, talk to him about when you used to click up with your homeboys and y'all used to walk to the store. Matter of fact, this is what we gonna do. I'm gonna put this declaration out here, right? Get your children, fellas, get your children. And I'm putting this challenge is for me too. I thought about it the other day and I'm gonna go ahead and go forth with it. This is what we gonna do, fellas. Get with your children and walk to the store. And when y'all get there, just get a bag of chips and a cold drink. That's it. You feel me? This is something that we did on a consistent basis. You feel me? Growing up. But now that we grown, our children, we don't, because you need to get them outside and get some sunlight anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because they being deprived of the sun, being inside all the time. Take them, hold on. Have tried recording these stories. I'm sure there is a book deal coming from this dialogue. Actually, I came out here on the heels of me writing in one of my books. I'm actually writing 4 books right now. But I got finished and I sat down and got me some lunch. Sat down with my son and I talked to my two older boys about some serious life lessons, right? So, but I agree with you in Jesus' name. You said that's about 13 miles. Ooh. Hey. I had to bite the bullet, bro. Well, fellas, man, get with your children. And y'all walk to the store together. Walk.
All right, I think I got my car.
You know what I'm saying? The funniest thing, the other day, my wife was riding her bike. And my son grabbed her bike and started riding and was walking with my other son. And I say, hey man, here, let me see. My son was like, oh, I'm riding a bike. I like, look, just let me get on and you get on the handlebars. My son said, what? I said, get on the handlebars. I can ride you on a bike on the handlebars. He said,
that's dangerous.
He said, but that's dangerous. I said, did you say that's dangerous? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a part of life for us. You know what I'm saying? you jump on the handlebars. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get to where we gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So I got the opportunity to do that. I shared that moment with my other son. He was like, okay, I get on the handlebars. So my other son got on the handlebars. I rode him down the street. You know what I'm saying? He was like, wow, that was fun. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta balance yourself out on that. Well, yeah, man. It's an opportunity, man. And it was a time that I got the opportunity to spend with them and talk to them about when I was younger and how we rode bikes and rode on the handlebars and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, so go to Walmart and get you a bike. You know what I'm saying? Ride bikes with your children. You put your son on the handlebars and ride him on the handlebars to the store. You know what I'm saying? You know, talk to him about the time you got bit by that dog. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you was when you was in the neighborhood, talk to him about stuff like that. Just spend that time, man. Give them the opportunity to know you. Open the book of life and give your children the opportunity to know you. Talk to them about the good. Talk to them about the bad. Talk to them about the ugly. Because what that does is it makes you become human in their eyes. See, because a lot of times as parents, especially as fathers, we try to hide all our dirt, you know what I'm saying, from our children. We try to hide all our, you know what I'm saying, our shortcomings where we missed it and, you know, the unfortunate situation that happened to us as children. And so as a result, your children don't want to come to you and talk to you about what they're going through because they feel like you don't identify. You understand? Open up, man. During this time of quarantine, man, spend that time, man. Give some life lessons to your children. Talk to your children about you. Talk to your children about your experience, what you've gone through, what you've been through, what you overcame. This is a vital time. Because aside from that, a lot of men are just, during this time, they miserable. They're miserable. And they constantly searching for opportunities to be alone. So, anyway, I just want to throw that out there, man. And I hope this was an encouraging word, man. Please take what I'm saying, apply what I'm saying. He said, man, I missed them days. I missed them days too, man. That was the days for real. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. Y'all be blessed, man, and y'all stay blessed. Holla at your boy.